Coming up on Look Today, well, the Saratoga racetrack kicks off the 2016 season. I've got details. And we have an update on invasive species in our upstate region. Plus, we have more on the Saratoga County Fair. It's all ahead on Look Today. Welcome everyone, and happy Friday. I'm Jay Hood Jackson, and this is Look Today. Tonight's program, I sit down with Paul Kolnick. He's a world-renowned photographer for New York City Ballet, and he's here to talk about fundraiser and his exhibition, which is at the National Museum of Dance in Saratoga. I also sit down with Drew Wardle and Brian Fitzgerald. Now, they're two musicians from the rock band Paradox Saints, and they're here to talk about their musical influences and their EP release party, which is happening tonight at the Putnam Den in Saratoga. But first, these headline stories. In our lead story, summer in Saratoga Springs truly kicks off today with the opening of the Saratoga racetrack. Now, people from all over the world flock to Saratoga Springs to experience this rich tradition. People can view the live races outside the rail, in the lower clubhouse, or in the grandstand. Well, vendors of all merchandise related to Saratoga will be present, including live music. And we'll be covering the track this season to give you updates on the main events. Now, we were at the track today, and we spoke to Donald Buckley. He's a resident of Saratoga Springs.
The trumpets over the loudspeakers, the crowd, everybody coming in, Saratoga.
In other news, we've got an update on invasive species in our area. The emerald ash borer has proven to be a real danger to our local ecosystem. Now, the invasive species has been eating ash trees in the Glens Falls area and has now been found in the Saratoga area. Now, believed to have originally come from Asia on trading ship routes, the insect proliferates at an alarming rate. You might remember these purple prisms we talked about. Now, they act as natural attractions for the insect and have been placed on ash trees in an attempt to stop the spread. Well, we spoke to Jerry Carlson. He's the chief of forest health for the New York Department of Environmental Conservation.
Saratoga, we recently captured an emerald ash borer. And the emerald ash borer is a devastating insect pest that arrived here from Eurasia, probably in solid wood packaging, probably 15 to 20 years ago. And we first detected it in '09 out in western New York, and we recently detected it here in Saratoga. And ash trees, please learn what an ash tree is. There are a lot of ash trees in Saratoga lining the streets. Learn what they are and see if you can tell when they start to decline because they have the ash borer in them.
Jerry is very knowledgeable about this. So we've got an exclusive interview with him on Monday. Make sure you don't miss that. All right, switching from news to weather. Today was another beautiful day. It was hot as well. Let's see how the rest of the week is shaping up. For a more detailed look at our weekend weather, we're going to head to the Glens Falls Weather Center for a look at your first forecast. Well, back to the news, and as you know, all this week, we've been giving you an insightful look into the history and all the fun and exciting things that are going on at the Saratoga County Fair. Now remember, the event runs only until this Sunday, the 24th, so make sure you catch it before it's gone. Now, we're going to take a look at the fair as it celebrates its 175th year.
In 1842, 46 families representing all of Saratoga County joined together to organize the first Saratoga County Fair.
In its early years, the Saratoga County Fair would close at dusk as the darkness of night set in. There was no outdoor lighting to illuminate the grounds. In 1925, a series of several drawings were composed, demonstrating the idea of adding multiple lines of floodlights, stretching from the grandstand to the judges' stand. It was determined that adding the lighting would surely improve the fair. The lighting attracted new spectators and created the idea of nightlife at the fair. Today, in its 175th year, we can't imagine what it would have been like to stroll the fairgrounds after dark without lights. Ferris wheels 10 stories high with their rainbow bulbs dancing in different patterns, or spinning rides with children screaming in excitement light up the night today at the Saratoga County Fair.
Okay, so here I am in the grandstand where all the tractor pulls and and all of the demo derby is happening all weekend long. I got to get on my tractor pretty soon. I think I'm up next, but I want you to know that this weekend is going to be fabulous. We've got pie eating contests, Sunday making contests, more draft horses, more 4-H, more daily shows, more. Lots of great food. Let's see, Skeeter Creek played. It was great last night, and we have Big Sky Country on Saturday night, and then Sunday we have a lot of things going on. At 5 o'clock, the North and South Dakotas will be playing, but you do not want to miss it. The weather is perfect. Oh, I gotta go. My tractor's here.
You know, I got to take a second here. I really want to thank Jeff Townsend and Donna Frank, who helped us and enabled us to put this series together this week. It's been really exciting. It's a lot of fun, although I don't know if I ever want to hear Calliope music again after all of that music that we played in those things. But you've got the weekend. Get there by Sunday. Saratoga County Fair, right down outside of Ballston Spa. Bring the family. Have a ball. All right, up next, I sit down with Paul Kolnick. He's a world-renowned photographer for New York City Ballet. He's here to talk about his fundraiser and his exhibition happening at the National Museum of Dance in Saratoga. Plus, I also sit down with Drew Wardle and Brian Fitzgerald. They're two musicians from the rock band Paradox Saints. They're here to talk about their musical influences and their EP release party, which is happening tonight at the Putnam Den in Saratoga. But first, if you see news happening, you want to share a story idea, how about give us a call on our hotline, 798-8000. Well, that's all the time we have for this edition of Look Today. Well, it's Friday, so I want to thank Jesselyn, and I want to thank Drew and Andrew and Jack and Joel and Norm for making this program possible each week. And I want to thank our viewers. You know, when I get up in the morning, I scan all the channels to see what's going on. And all the big shots are at the track this morning with the big hats and all the Doppler. And I think to myself, we don't have any of that, but we're more interested in the stories and the interviews that we think you're interested in Saratoga, Warren, and Washington County. And thank you for letting us know, because you do call in and you do send emails in. And we very much appreciate that. I forgot to mention Mike Lenz. Mike Lenz is the voice behind those Saratoga Fair little vignettes that we put together. And he did a wonderful job, so I wanted to thank Mike also. And last but not least, we're going to end tonight with some more photographs from the interview I did earlier tonight with Paul Kolnick. As we mentioned in the interview, I've known him for the better part of 40 years. And he's just such a phenomenal photographer. So we thought that you might enjoy seeing some of his photos. Have a safe weekend, everybody. Be safe, and we'll see you on Monday night. Good night, everyone.